All right, so like we said, we're going to postpone it till Tuesday. All right, and we'll model some of the problems for you. First one we're going to model will be number 1. We circle them. All right. Okay, so it says, make sure you guys follow the direction. There are 2 parts to this, and those things on the wall, whiteboard. Make sure you have those special names for degrees and special names for terms. If you don't have it on your yellow paper, make sure you write it down on the back side. And if you have enough space on the back of your yellow paper, you can even put examples if you need it. All the circle ones, if you want to put them as an example, you're welcome to do that so that you are ready for your quiz. So first part is to name each one by degree. All right, so you want to find the highest degree out of this polynomial. All right, sometimes they're out of order. All right, but you want to find the highest degree. So in this case, this one has a degree means the power to the variable, like the exponent on your variable. So x to the 6th power, and we have x to the 2nd power. This one has x to the 1st power, which is invisible, right? And then this one has no variable. That means you have a 0 power, no variable, constant. And Mr. Duncan wrote it down. Okay, it says no power. If you have a variable, constant, then that will be 0 power. All right, so in this case, we have x to the 6th power. So that will be, degree will be, all right, 6. Now there are special names, not after 6. After 6, well, from 6, it will be 6th degree, 7th degree, and so on. Before that, you do have special names. If you want to just put 6 and then the special name next to it, you're welcome to do that. If you just want to write down the special name, that's fine. But make sure you know that your answers are matching, because when you find the answer, it just says 6th degree polynomial. All right, next part is number of terms. The number of terms are separated by addition and subtraction. So let's try to figure out number of terms. In this case, we have 1 term here and separated by subtraction. So this is your 2nd term there. And separated by addition, so there's your 3rd term. And separated by addition, so this is your 4th one. So terms, we have 4 terms. However, you do have like special names again. Like if this is 3 terms, you can call it trinomial. If you have 2 terms, you can call it binomial. But again, after 3 terms, we just call it polynomial. That's how you find them, all right? So that's number 1. All right, so let's go to our 2nd example, which we're going to model. All right, now number 9, go ahead and skip around. Like I said, if you are having trouble, you're welcome to skip around. Number 9, whenever you have addition or sum, those are the easier problems, because those questions you don't have to worry about switching any signs or rearranging things and things like that. So in this case, if you see a parentheses with sum or addition in between those 2 parentheses, I like to just rewrite them, just to kind of organize our work. Okay, some of you guys are not organizing your, each step. So I like to just kind of rewrite this without the parentheses. So this is 8x to the 4th plus 3x plus x minus 4x to the 4th plus 4. Now again, we said many times, if you feel really comfortable and if you can do some mental math, you don't really need to write these things out, okay? I know some of you guys can kind of like add and subtract in your head. Now that's pretty advanced. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with that, I want you to practice writing down each step so that you can see what you need to combine. All right, so once you write them out like this without the parentheses, because addition, you don't have to worry about changing any signs, you want to combine like terms. You want to start with the highest power. All right, so look through each term. and look for the highest power. In this case, this is x to the fourth power, and we have negative 4x to the fourth power. Do you see that? So you want to combine those two. Right? Those are like terms. So we have positive 8x to the fourth minus 4x to the fourth. That will give you how much? So someone said at 4x to the fourth. That is correct, okay? All right, and then next, you want to combine like terms. So in this case, we have 3x. And I think Mr. Duncan said that once you combine them, it might be a good idea to kind of cross them out so that you know not to use them later on. All right, so once you combine them, just cross them out like that. And then let's see, 3x and 1x. You combine those two terms, which will give you 4x, right? This is invisible 1. And again, we combine these two, so it might be a good idea to cross them out once you combine them. All right, so you can organize your work. So it looks like 4 is by itself. So we have plus 4, and this is it. All right, so this is number 9. So try to put it in standard form. Remember, standard form is the highest power and descending order, right? So try to put your degree, the highest degree in the beginning and in descending order. All right. All right, again, if you're staying with me, so we just finished number 1 and 9. Let's go to the other side. I will post this video so that you guys can watch it later on if you need it. All right, looks like we're covering a total of 4 examples. All right, here's number 15. Okay, this is where you need to rewrite your signs because this is a subtraction, all right? So just be careful with subtraction or difference. So make sure you distribute. I noticed that some of you guys will distribute just to the first term, but you need to distribute to everything, every term that you have within the parentheses. All right, or I told some of the students last week, I said just make sure you change all of the signs on the second parentheses, right? So again, I like to write without the parentheses, okay? So first parentheses, we're going to keep it exactly the same. So I'm just going to recopy that. So this is 6u minus 2b to the fourth plus u to the third, b to the fourth. All right, that's your first parentheses. And then you want to switch each one. So this is positive 4u to the third, b to the fourth. So you're switching it to minus or negative 4u to the third and b to the fourth. And this is minus 4u. Make sure you switch that sign to plus or positive 4u. All right, you just double check to see if you switched all the signs and take out all the parentheses. And I know that Mr. Duncan also mentioned that you can also change this to plus addition, and you can switch all the signs, which is correct too. So you can solve it that way as well too. All right, so if you want to keep this as a sum, but make sure you put extra sign next to these two terms. All right. All right, so again, you want to start with the highest degree, right? So you want to check each term and combine like terms with the highest degree. Looks like this is the highest degree, right? Because 3 and 4 will give you a degree of 7. And here's 3 and 4. Do you see that? So this is positive 1 u to the third, b to the fourth. This is negative 4. All right, so that will give you negative 3 u to the third power, b to the fourth. And once you combine like terms, you can underline them or you can circle them and make sure you cross them out so that you can organize your work. All right. And if you go in the order of the degree, it looks like b to the fourth power will be the next highest one. Do you see that? Do you have anything else to combine with negative 2b to the fourth? Is there anything else that we can combine negative 2b to the fourth with? What do you think, guys? Yes or no? Is there another v to the fourth? Yes or no?
No.
No. So this is by itself. So negative 2 v to the fourth. And this one is gone because by itself. Let's see if you have any u's. So we have positive 4u and positive 6u. So that will give you positive 10u. And then cross these two out. There it is. All right, so let's go ahead and box this one. All right. This will be our last example. We had a handful of students that did a very good job of solving these type of questions, simplifying them. But we do have to say that a lot of you guys kind of gave up on 3 different parentheses. All right, so we don't want you to give up on that today because you do have a couple of questions on your quiz where you need to use 3 different parentheses. See it? All right, so you want to look for the signs. So this is number 19. So if you're staying with me, go to number 19 and then try to follow along. All right, I like having sum or plus in between because when you have plus, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything, right? But I do have a subtraction. So this is a mixture of sum with difference or plus and minus. Do you see that? So without parentheses, I'm going to write the first parentheses without it, without changing any sign. So this is 5u to the fourth, v to the fourth, plus 5u to the second, v to the fourth, minus 5u to the third, and v. All right, now we're on to the second parentheses. Do I need to change any signs on our second parentheses? No. So without the parentheses, you just copy what you have. So plus 6u to the second, v to the fourth, plus 2u, v to the second. Okay, now the third part, do you see that third part right here? We do have a subtraction, difference. So you do need to change all of these signs. You see it? So make sure you change every term that you have in our third parentheses. So without the parentheses, this positive 5u to the fourth, v to the fourth becomes negative or minus 5u to the fourth, v to the fourth. And then the second term is positive 6u to the third and v. So that becomes minus or negative 6u to the third v. And then last term, this is positive, so you switch it to negative or minus 4u and v. All right, so I'm going to give you time to copy all that. So this is how you organize your work, guys, okay? I know that this is a little bit tedious, but we want to see work like this from you guys. All right, so I want you to think about now which ones to combine. So I'll give you a few seconds to kind of think about which ones to combine. You want to start with the highest power or degree. All right, does anybody have an idea which ones we need to combine? Can someone help me with which ones to combine? Anybody? Yeah.
5u to the fourth and v to the fourth.
Sure, very good.
5u.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so 5u to the fourth, v to the fourth. Very good. And then negative 5u to the fourth, v to the fourth. Thank you. All right, so what happens with those two?
Cancel out.
Yeah, they cancel each other out. So let's cancel them out. So once you cancel them out, the same amount, you don't have to write anything. You can write 0, but you don't really need to write 0 for us. You can just leave it blank. Does that make sense? All right, that's very good. Someone else, can someone else tell me the next two terms we need to combine? Remember, we're going, yeah, sure. Keith?
5u, no, that one.
That's correct.
Yeah.
5u to what?
Square v to the fourth.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, 5u to the second, v to the fourth with?
6u to the second, v to the fourth.
Very good, excellent. All right, so can you tell me what you get if you combine 5 and 6 together like that?
11.
11. So this one you do combine. So we do have 11 u to the second, v to the fourth, and make sure you cross it out. Very good. Someone else? I want you to think about things to combine. Can someone else tell me which ones to combine? Anyone else? Someone different? Anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
Negative 5u3 and 6u3.
Very good, excellent. Good job. All right, so what happens if you combine negative 5u to the third v and negative 6u to the third v? How many negatives do you have? Same person, how many negatives do you have?
Negative 11.
Negative 11. All right, negative 11 u to the third, and v is correct. Very good, excellent. All right, someone else? All right, can someone else think about which ones to combine? Anyone else other than those three people? Anybody? There's nothing to combine, right? So you just have to put them in order. So next one, it will be 2uv to the second, which is that one. And the last one is minus 4u to u and then v. There it is. This should be your solution or simplified form. Okay, so I want everyone to at least work on these questions by end of today. All right? We modeled 4 examples for you guys. We don't want you to give up. And if you don't finish it in class, go home and look over this video and try to complete this on your own. You do have the solutions on Canvas. Make sure you check to see if you're doing them correctly. All right? And we'll post this video. All right, so that's it. So go ahead and continue with your work.